Hello crafters, it's Dawn here from Dawn's Inspirations. I wanted to share with you a quick top tip. As a lot of you know, I've been using the magnets in some of my projects, and you can pick your craft magnets up from all sorts of places. I use a local supplier, but as you know, they're not particularly cheap, and when you're putting them together in a project, you're using 2 of the magnets to put on each side. Well, I've started being a bit thrifty because I don't like to waste money, and I've started using ordinary steel washers on the opposite side. So instead of using 2 magnets, I'm using 1 magnet and a steel washer. Now, when you're getting your steel washers, watch where you're getting them from. I've just picked mine up from the general store, but you can pick them up from all sorts of places. Now, some of you may say, well, steel will rust. So if you're using it on a scrapbook project that you want to keep, obviously if it got wet or damp it would rust, in which case you can just coat them with some normal clear nail varnish, and that will just put a coating over them and protect them. But if you go and get your washers and spend a little bit more, these ones here literally cost me £1 here in the UK, and I've got 20 in here, so you can pick them up really cheaply. If I'd spent a couple of pounds, I could have picked up the ones that say rust resist. But as you know, if you pick up the stainless steel washers, like your stainless steel cutlery, they won't rust at all. So, you know, it's just another way of saving a bit of money, because magnets can sometimes come in at 43p a magnet. So to use a steel washer, I've got 20 here for £1. Doesn't even work out, you know, it's a couple of pence. That's a big difference from another 43p on the opposite side of the project. So I'll just show you how I've used them. The ones I've picked up here, I've been using 2 sizes, but these ones are a 12mm by 1mm thick. So I'll just show you one that I've taken out the box, because once they're out they go everywhere. So that's a 12mm size by 1mm thick, so it's really thin. But obviously to get your washer to fit, these are 12mm washers, but they're too big, so I've had to go down to get a 6mm washer. But there again, they're really thin. I would say they're just slightly thinner than the magnets, so they're perfect for craft projects. The other good thing about using the washers, where with the magnets you have to make sure you get your north and your south poles correctly. You know, when I say put them on a project, stick one down and find the other one, these stick on both sides. So it doesn't matter which way round you stick them on your project, they stick both sides. So it's really great as well for a newbie crafter. So I've got a quick little project to show you how I've used them. Okay, this is just a sheet of cardstock, 12 by 12 cardstock, and I've cut this down to 5 1/4, and then with a couple of my dies, what I've done is I've cut the shape at the top, and to do that you have to thread your cardstock through, so you're only cutting one part and not the other part. Okay, and then I've gone ahead, the magnets are stuck to that, I've got the next size down to cut the cardstock for the inside. Okay, so all I did was cut a strip, and then on here I've opened it up, and I can tell you the score lines if you wish, if you're interested. I've scored this on the long side at 2.5 inches, 6 inches and 9.5 inches. Okay, I haven't stuck all my papers on yet because I want to show you how we're going to do the magnets, but I'm going to stick this up here so it can make, this is done in Christmas paper, so I could add a gift card or some money to give away as a Christmas gift, and then it folds up, and then I'm going to do a magnet closure on the top, and I've just put some little embellishments, so it's a nice little gift envelope to give away if you're giving a gift card or money for Christmas, just something a bit different really. So what I've done, I've made the pocket here, this is all stuck down, so I'm going to make my little pocket here to add the where you put your gift card in. So I'm going to tape this down with some red double-sided tape. find the end. There we go. So I'm just using some red double-sided tape. I've stuck all my paper down with some glue. I've just used the Calal glue, and I inked my edges with a distress ink. So just take this so we can stick this down. I know a couple of you have been in touch, and you do exactly the same with your magnets, that you use washers as well, because craft magnets are great, but they do work out expensive. So you know, if we can keep the cost down of some of these things, I'm all up for that. So I know a couple of you have been in touch and told me you do the same. I've started doing that, and that's why I just wanted to share this quick top tip in a video for you, so you know, we can all share in these great money saving ideas. So that's where you'd put your money or your gift cards. Okay, so my first magnet needs to go under here, and I've made a little mark where I want to have it. So I'm going to get a piece of double-sided tape. Now, as I say, by using a magnet and a washer, you don't have to worry about which way around they're going to find. There's no north and south, because they'll find themselves. So I'm going to stick that on there. I'm just going to put a piece of tape over the top to hold it in place. This magnet size is probably a bit big for this project, but at least you can see what I've done rather than me using the smaller size that I've got. I wanted to sort of you to see it on film how I do it. Okay, and then you can glue this in place now. Now, as I say, I've just cut these, the next size down to come in a bit. So we'll just press that down. It's a bit hard because I've put the embellishments on already, but that's fine. So our magnet's nice and neat under there. Just push that bit of tape down. Wipe that wet glue away. So that just needs a little bit of time to take off. So that's where I'm going to have my magnet. So again, on the back, I've stuck my papers down apart from this last one, because this is where the washer's going to go. So I've made a little mark again where I want this to go. So I'll get another piece of tape to get my washer put into place. Now, obviously with your washers, as I say, it doesn't matter which way around you find it. So I'm just going to stick it down there. You can hear that same sound you get when you use two magnets. I'm going to put a piece of tape over the top as well. I personally do this because I find it just helps protect your paper so your paper doesn't rip. Sometimes I leave the backing on, but a lot of times I don't bother. So I'm going to take it off here today so you can see it. So that's all there. You can go ahead now and add the last bit of pattern paper. I've made this one for a Christmas gift, but you can do it for birthdays, you can do it for anything you like. I'm just going to match my patterns up because I've matched my patterns up on the other side. So I'll just open that out. I'll show you what I've done. When I've cut the paper, can you see the patterns match up? And that's why I've done it that way round. So just press that all down to stick. So that's our little wallet where you can put your gift token or your money, you know, it's quite nice. And then there you go, all held together with just a magnet and a washer, just a few little embellishments on the front there. And to give somebody some money for Christmas or a gift token, it's just a bit different to just putting it in a card. So a great way of utilising your magnets. As I say, you can do this on any project. So that's just using your magnets with some washers that you can pick up from the hardware store anywhere you like. So depending on what size magnets you've got, pop one in your purse when you go shopping and just make sure you've got the right size. So that's my little top tip for you. I know a lot of you out there are already doing the same thing, but I wanted to share it with you because I know many of you aren't. So I'm Dawn from Dawn's Inspirations, and this is a quick way to use magnets and washers to save your pennies rather than using 2 magnets on your projects. Bye bye for now.